All right, you guys, buckle up. We're about to dive headfirst into the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul. This ain't no ordinary travel guide. We're talking hidden gems, iconic landmarks, the kind of places that'll make you want to ditch the itinerary and just wander. 10 spots, people. 10 spots that'll make you fall in love with this place, just like I have. From parks that'll make you forget you're in a city to art that'll blow your freaking mind, we're covering it all. So grab your walking shoes, your sense of adventure, and maybe an extra SD card for your camera because you're gonna need it. Trust me on this one. This is the Twin Cities like you've never seen them before. Let's do this thing. First up, we're hitting the chain of lakes. Imagine this. You're smack dab in the middle of a bustling city, right? But then, bam! You stumble upon this network of lakes, trees everywhere, and trails that seem to go on forever. This ain't your average city park, people. This is the real deal. We're talking miles of shoreline, sailboats gliding across the water, and enough peace and quiet to make you forget you're just minutes from downtown. Rent a bike, lace up your running shoes, or just find a spot by the water and soak it all in. This is what I'm talking about, folks. This is the beauty of the Twin Cities. Nature, right at your doorstep. Now, you can experience the chain of lakes in a million different ways. Feeling adventurous? Rent a kayak and explore the interconnected waterways. Get lost in the moment, you know? Or maybe a bike ride's more your speed. Cruise along the paved trails, feel the wind in your hair. It's the perfect way to clear your head and soak up some vitamin D. And if you'd rather just chill, hey, I get it. Find a bench overlooking the water, maybe crack open a book, and just breathe. The chain of lakes is all about escaping the hustle and bustle, finding your own little slice of paradise. Trust me, this place has something for everyone. Next stop, the Minneapolis Institute of Art, or MIA as the cool kids call it. This place is a treasure trove of creativity, a massive collection of art spanning centuries and cultures. And the best part, it's completely free. Yeah, you heard me right. Free. No excuses for skipping this one. We're talking ancient artifacts, masterpieces from the Renaissance, contemporary installations that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about art. Walk through the galleries, let your mind wander, and discover something new. Whether you're an art aficionado or just appreciate a good dose of culture, MIA will leave you inspired. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Places that nourish your soul, challenge your perspective, and don't cost a dime. MIA gets it. Now, I could spend hours getting lost in this place. Seriously, they've got over 90,000 works of art. That's insane. You've got everything from paintings and sculptures to textiles and photography. 1 minute you're face-to-face with a Van Gogh, the next you're admiring ancient Japanese prints. It's like taking a crash course through art history. But way more fun. And I don't even get me started on the special exhibitions. They're always bringing in something new and exciting. So even if you've been to MIA before, there's always a reason to come back. Trust me, this place is a must-see. It's a celebration of human creativity, a reminder of the power of art to connect us all. All right, guys, listen up. You think you've seen malls? You haven't seen anything until you've been to the Mall of America. This place is like a small city, seriously. It's so big you could spend days here and still not see everything. And forget about parallel parking, you're gonna need to park in a parking garage that feels like it's 10 stories high. Don't worry, they have a color-coded system to help you remember where you parked your car. But let's be real, you're probably going to forget anyway. Inside, it's like a sensory overload in the best way possible. There are stores for everything you can imagine, from high-end designers to your favorite streetwear brands. And the food court? Forget about it. We're talking every kind of cuisine you could dream of. But the real kicker? This mall has an amusement park. Inside. An actual roller coaster, people. I'm talking loop-de-loops, screaming kids, the whole 9 yards. Seriously, who thought of this? It's genius. Now, you might be thinking, Casey, I'm not really a shopping person. And that's cool, I get it. But the Mall of America is so much more than just stores. They've got an aquarium, a movie theater, even a mini golf course. You could literally spend a week here and never get bored. And let's talk about the people watching for a second. You're gonna see it all at the Mall of America. Families on vacation, teenagers hanging out, tourists speaking every language imaginable. It's like a microcosm of the world, all under one gigantic roof. Honestly, I think everyone should experience the Mall of America at least once. It's one of those uniquely American things, like supersized sodas and those giant foam fingers they sell at sporting events. So next time you're in Minneapolis, do yourself a favor and check it out. Just be prepared to walk. A lot. And maybe invest in a pair of those comfy shoes with the extra cushioning. You'll thank me later. Now, you might be thinking, Casey, I'm not really a shopping person. And that's cool, I get it. But the Mall of America is so much more than just stores. They've got an aquarium, a movie theater, even a mini golf course. You could literally spend a week here and never get bored. And let's talk about the people watching for a second. You're gonna see it all at the Mall of America. Families on vacation, teenagers hanging out, tourists speaking every language imaginable. It's like a microcosm of the world, all under one gigantic roof. Honestly, I think everyone should experience the Mall of America at least once. It's one of those uniquely American things, like supersized sodas and those giant foam fingers they sell at sporting events. So next time you're in Minneapolis, do yourself a favor and check it out. Just be prepared to walk. A lot. And maybe invest in a pair of those comfy shoes with the extra cushioning. You'll thank me later. Let's switch gears and talk about Minnehaha Park. After the craziness of the Mall of America, you need peace and quiet. This park is right in the city, but feels miles away. The star? Minnehaha Falls, obviously. The water cascading is mesmerizing. Minnehaha Park offers more than just the falls. There are miles of hiking trails perfect for a jog or stroll. You might even spot some wildlife. Check out the limestone bluffs overlooking the river. It's like stepping back in time. Don't miss the old mill ruins. Pack a lunch and enjoy a picnic. Rent a bike and explore the Grand Rounds Scenic Byway. Minnehaha Park is a place to slow down and breathe. It's the perfect escape from the city, a must-visit in Minneapolis. All right, guys, let's talk about a place that's not just good, it's free. That's right, I said free. Como Park Zoo and Conservatory, located in St. Paul, is one of the best deals in the Twin Cities. You get to see amazing animals from all over the world, explore beautiful gardens, and wander through a stunning conservatory, all without spending a dime. Now, I know what you're thinking. Free zoo? It can't be that good. But trust me on this one, Como Zoo is the real deal. They've got gorillas, polar bears, lions, you name it. And the best part is the enclosures are really well designed so you can actually see the animals up close and personal. And the conservatory? Don't even get me started. It's like stepping into a tropical rainforest with exotic plants and flowers everywhere you look. You've got giant ferns, colorful orchids, even a waterfall. It's the perfect place to escape the Minnesota winter for a few hours. Now, I know what you're thinking. Casey, you're making this place sound too good to be true. But I'm serious. Como Park is perfect for a family outing, a romantic date, or a solo adventure. And did I mention it's free? It's more than just a zoo and conservatory. There's an amusement park, golf course, and paddle boats. Take a ride on the Como Town Trolley. The zoo and conservatory are run by a nonprofit dedicated to conservation and education. So next time you're in the Twin Cities, check out Como Park Zoo and Conservatory. It's a hidden gem that's sure to impress. Just be prepared to spend the whole day there. And hey, it's free, so you can't beat that. All right, so you've had your fill of parks, museums, maybe even braved the Mall of America. Respect. But let's talk about something a little different, something with a little more drama, a little more soul. Enter the Guthrie Theater. This place is a landmark, a beacon of creativity in the heart of the city. The architecture here is insane. This massive cantilevered structure jutting out over the Mississippi River. Inside, world-class performances await. Classic plays, experimental pieces, new works. They've got it all. The energy, the emotion, the sheer talent on display at the Guthrie, it's contagious. You walk out of there feeling inspired, energized, maybe even a little changed. And isn't that what travel's all about? Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not really a theater person. And hey, I get it. But the Guthrie is more than just plays. It's a whole experience. They've got these amazing public spaces, perfect for just chilling, grabbing a coffee, soaking in the creative vibes. And the views? Don't even get me started on the views. From the Guthrie's endless bridge, you get this panoramic vista of the Mississippi River and the Minneapolis skyline. It's breathtaking, especially at sunset. Seriously, bring your camera, you'll thank me later. The Guthrie is also a hub for the arts community. They have workshops, classes, talks, you name it. So whether you want to try your hand at acting or just learn more about the craft, they've got you covered. It's all about fostering creativity and engagement, which I can totally get behind. So yeah, the Guthrie Theater, it's a must visit. Architecture, theater views, creative energy, it's got it all. Don't skip it. All right, next up, we're tapping into our inner child, the part of us that never stopped asking why. It's time to get our learn on at the Science Museum of Minnesota. This place is a playground for the curious, a temple of knowledge, and a whole lot of fun. Forget boring exhibits with dusty artifacts. This museum is all about hands-on experiences. You're not just looking at displays, you're interacting with them. Building stuff, experimenting, pushing buttons, everything you wanted to do as a kid. Exhibits on dinosaurs, space travel, the human body, and sports science. Explore a Mississippi River towboat, experience an earthquake, or dissect a fake eyeball. It's educational and entertaining. Not just for kids. I spent hours geeking out over the exhibits. Learning is fun, curiosity is cool, and there's always something new to discover. Now, the Science Museum is more than just cool exhibits. They've also got an amazing Omni Theater, one of the largest dome theaters in the country. Imagine watching a documentary about space or the ocean depths on this gigantic immersive screen. It's mind-blowing. And if you're into history, you've got to check out the Mississippi River Gallery. You'll learn all about the river's impact on the region, from its role in Native American culture to its importance for transportation and industry. Plus, the museum is constantly hosting special events, workshops, and guest lectures. So you might catch a live science demonstration, learn about the latest scientific discoveries, or even meet a real-life scientist. It's all about making science accessible and exciting for everyone. So whether you're a science nerd, a history buff, or just looking for a fun and educational experience, the Science Museum of Minnesota has something for you. It's a reminder that learning is a lifelong journey, and it should be an adventure. All right, art lovers, this one's for you. We're heading to the Walker Art Center and Minneapolis Sculpture Garden. This isn't your typical stuffy art museum. Get ready for a mind-bending experience. First up, the Sculpture Garden, featuring over 40 sculptures. And yeah, the Spoonbridge and Cherry, a must-see in Minneapolis. It's like a rite of passage. But don't just stop at the spoon. The garden is full of hidden gems. Wander through glowing glass flowers, get lost in a hedge maze, or relax by the reflecting pool. And the best part? It's free. Experience world-class art without spending a dime. So grab your camera and walking shoes. The Sculpture Garden is just the tip of the iceberg. The Walker Art Center is a haven for contemporary art lovers. Paintings, sculptures, installations, film, video, performance art, they've got it all. The Walker champions emerging talent and sparks conversations. It's about experiencing art, with interactive installations, film screenings, and workshops. Engage with art on a deeper level and expand your horizons. The Walker Art Center and Minneapolis Sculpture Garden is a must-visit. All right, we're trekking across the Stone Arch Bridge now. This thing is iconic, Minneapolis. And get this, it's pedestrian and bike only. No cars, can you believe that? Just pure, uninterrupted views of the city. This bridge, man, it's built with this tough-looking granite local stuff quarried right here in Minnesota. You know, I love a good origin story. Completed back in 1883, this bridge has seen some things, let me tell you. Used to be a major railway hub, hauling goods across the Mississippi. Speaking of the Mississippi, the view from up here is killer. You've got the river flowing below, the St. Anthony Falls in the distance, and those skyscrapers, man, they just pop against the sky. It's the kind of spot that makes you want to grab your camera, your phone, whatever you got, and just start snapping. And you should. Capture the moment, soak it all in. This is what it's all about. Now, the Stone Arch Bridge isn't just a pretty face. It connects you to so much of what makes Minneapolis cool. On one side, you've got the historic Mill District, a reminder of the city's industrial past. These old mills, some of them have been transformed into lofts, restaurants, you name it. They've got that raw, industrial vibe that's so hot right now. You can practically feel the history in the air. On the other side of the bridge, boom, you're in the heart of downtown Minneapolis. Modern buildings, bustling streets, the energy is electric. It's this cool contrast, old and new, right there, side by side. And that, my friends, is what makes this bridge so special. It's a physical link between the city's past and its present, a reminder of how far it's come and where it's headed. All right, bookworms, this one's for you. We're headed to St. Paul to visit the birthplace of the one and only F. Scott Fitzgerald, the literary legend himself. Born in 1896, this guy, he defined an era with his words. The Great Gatsby, Tender is the Night. His stories captured the glamour and the heartache of the jazz age like no other. Now, Fitzgerald's birthplace, it's not a museum. It's an apartment building, a pretty unassuming one at that. But for fans of his work, it's like stepping back in time. You can stand on the sidewalk, look up at the building, and just imagine a young Fitzgerald, pen in hand, dreaming up the stories that would make him a legend. But here's the thing. The real magic isn't just in the building itself. It's in the neighborhood, the streets that Fitzgerald walked, the places that inspired his writing. This is where it all began, where he honed his craft, where he found his voice. You can feel the history, the literary energy all around you. And that's what makes this stop so special. It's not just about visiting a place, it's about connecting with a story, with a legacy. So grab a copy of Gatsby, take a walk through Fitzgerald's old stomping grounds, and let your imagination run wild. And that, my friends, wraps up our whirlwind tour of the Twin Cities. From parks and museums to bridges and literary landmarks, we've covered some serious ground. Minneapolis and St. Paul, they've got something for everyone. Whether you're an art fanatic, a history buff, or just looking for a good time, these cities will not disappoint. Don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more travel adventures. I'm out of here, but I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.